Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Week 1 Coach's Corner here on YSN. I'm joined by Beaver Local Head Coach Mike McKenzie. Coach, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you today, Michael?
Thank you for taking the time to join me. First question, it's a new year, but obviously looking back at 2020, what did last year's senior class really mean to you as a coach and this football program in general?
Whatever senior class means. I mean, you get those kids. The one thing for me was it was our first class that I had for 4 years. They came up through as freshmen, so seeing them through, that's always a little bit special. But all those kids that have graduated and all of our players that have come through, they're like family. So even though they graduate, you miss them every year. It's that transition, but they did a lot of good things. They thought they were very good. Exhibited a lot of great leadership and showed the qualities we want our program to be part of. So they're going to be missed.
You're heading into your 5th season as the head football coach here at Beaver Local. Through 4 years as the head coach, what culture do you feel like you have instilled in this program?
Hopefully that we embrace the process. Hopefully we understand that we're process oriented and that we work to get better every day, and that we're working hard towards that goal. And we're working together as a team. Everything that we do out there are results. Team results. We want every kid to want to have success, and so I don't know if you want to say selfishness, but want that little part of it, but also be willing to sacrifice for the team and the greater good of the team and getting wins.
Now, last season, you were able to take your team to the postseason for the first time in a few years. Now, even though some may say that the COVID-shortened season allowed it, on Joe, I tell you were slated to make the playoffs as the 8th seed. Is there an ultimate goal for this team to once again make the playoffs?
I think every year we want to make the playoffs. It's sometimes those are things that are out of our control. We want to make the playoffs, but like I said, we got to control what we can control. It's a phrase that we use constantly within our program is, we can't control the quality of our opponents. We can't control the records of the other people that are in our region. What we can do is control our effort, our attitude, how hard we play, and what we do. So we do want to be in the playoffs every year, but we got to focus more on what we can control.
Now, last season, obviously, the stress-filled COVID summer, you really didn't know when you were going to play, if you were going to play, and who you were going to play. How much more beneficial is it to have the normal summer with the normal build-up for a football season?
It's you get to see a little bit more, see where we're at. We get to compete a little bit more, do some 7-on-7s, a couple scrimmages. It still takes you a little while to build that identity. You can't necessarily build your identity through those 7-on-7s and scrimmages, but gives you an idea, gives you a little read on some things. So it's nice to have that. It's nice to know that we're going to play this week. Last year we weren't sure really going into week 1 whether we were going to get to play or not. There was those doubts going into it. So just to know that that weight is off of our shoulders, I think has been a little less pressure on us.
Now that you guys have gone through the summer workouts, the 7-on-7 scrimmages and 2-days, talk to me about what you believe that the identity of this football team is going to be in 2021.
Still developing right now. We got to get into a game and really see where we're at. And like I said, I think that's a process, especially with the newer team. And we're going to have some new guys at key positions. So it's going to be a developing, ongoing thing.
Now, having had a chance to look at Indian Valley on film throughout their summer as well, what are you guys going to expect from Indian Valley coming in on Friday?
Offensively, they're going to run right at us. They're a power football team. Coach Lancaster's done a really good job down there. And, we knew that they were going to be power. That's what they've been for years. Coach Lancaster's been there since about 2006. So they have a strong identity in that sense. And they've added some wrinkles this year with some RPOs off of that power. But they're going to be a downhill running football team. And defensively, they're giving us a little bit different. They're been a 3-3 stack team, and they're still in some 30 front, but they've also incorporated a 40 front. They've incorporated some 2-high safety. So they've given us some different things this year than what we've seen from them from last year. So we've had to adjust to some of those things.
Now, seeing that Indian Valley has only been able to play scrimmages and 7-on-7s, that's the only film you've really had to analyze. Is it tougher to prepare for a week 1 opponent from that perspective without any true game film on your opponent?
Yeah, I think always going into that week 1, especially when you haven't played them. If you've opened up with them 3-4 years, you at least have some sense. But coming in week 1, not having a great sense of what they're doing just from scrimmages and stuff, it's always an adjustment. That game's always an adjustment, trying to make adjustments on the fly.
Now, you used to be the head coach for the Indian Valley Braves quite a few years ago. What are some of the emotions that go through your mind when you face a former school that you used to represent?
They're the same every week. I mean, it's the opponent that we're facing on Friday night. It's no different. We don't prepare any harder or any less when we face an opponent. Coaching against a team that I've been to or been at. Coach Lancaster coached for me. Coach Bolin coached for me. So those are two guys that I know pretty well. I think just like your family, you play your brother. You want to beat your brother. You want to have that bragging rights, but the emotions don't change. It's every Friday night's the same.
Now, seeing as though your players don't have that typical Friday school day before a game, is there any extra emphasis? Do you preach any more about the proper rest to get into a game, the proper, game day prep before they show up at the field on Friday?
I don't know that you preach anymore. It's the same as you do every Friday. Me, I'm going to be, we're going to do the same thing and try to be consistent every Friday night. So we talk about it every Thursday of doing the right thing, getting proper sleep, getting proper nutrition. And I don't like the fact that we're out of that. I like coming into school on Friday morning, getting up and getting moving. And we'll probably bring them in Friday morning, just do a little films and get them up. But I do like that routine of being in school on Fridays, but we'll adapt.
Now, after being a coach in football, being a player in football, being in the game for so long, what has the game of football meant to you?
You're saying I'm old. I've been around a lot. Yeah, I mean, I love Friday nights. I love the competition, but I also love the preparation. I have fun during the summers, getting to know kids. It's the bonds. Some of the memories that don't have necessarily to do with the game or that happen on a Friday night. Practices, moments in the locker room, moments in the weight room. All those things all go into it. And one of the reasons I coach football and why I love the game.
All right, thank you for taking the time to join me today, Coach. Remember, Week 1, Indian Valley travels to Beaver Local for the Week 1 matchup, 7 o'clock kickoff on YSN.